panic, but listening to it, I just think that there was some distance there from the caller to the victim.
Everybody's still suspect in this because we have to find out, why did someone isolate Justin and want him dead? And we didn't see a lot of emotion from the mother or Angie. And so that was concerning, but ultimately you have to go where the leads take you to.
So you do. But just then, the leads were going in circles. Nowhere.
Coming up.
Somebody came in there on sole purpose, and that was executing. So someone was very personal.
Investigators start digging into Justin's past, and their line of questioning triggers concerns for Angie.
I was thinking, was I about to marry somebody that I had no idea who he was?
When Dateline continues.
News lives in the now. It's coming at us every second from all over the world. We have a full team. News is more now than ever.
Just outside of the Israeli military headquarters, they're asking that the hostages, demanding that the hostages be released.
Now is raw.
This tunnel just goes on and on and on.
Now is real.
This is it. We get to see democracy in action for the very first time in the 2024 race.
Now is constant.
Morning News Now, we're breaking news.
NBC News special report.
You gotta see this.
The future is now. News for the generation of now is NBC News Now.
We are in a sea of strangers right now who are united by this moment. What does it make you feel inside to see this?
It's like happy, like my heart beating is fast.
I am so happy you guys got to experience this.
We report live from Tel Aviv, from Juarez, Mexico. Top story reporting from Baltimore.
Every weeknight, it's your news playlist. Top Story with Tom Yamas, streaming weeknights at 7 on NBC News Now.
Now is raw.
How hard is it to see it like this?
Our house is no longer here, but we are here.
Now is real.
Let's break down what we know and then the big questions still outstanding.
News for the generation of now is NBC News Now.
Tonight, the state of emergency here in Baltimore. How is it that traffic was stopped in time?
State law enforcement officers, they undoubtedly saved lives.
Should people be concerned about the safety of flying today? Closer to the Gaza border.
News lives in the now. It's coming at us every second from all over the world.
We have a full team.
News is more now than ever.
Just outside of the Israeli military headquarters, they're asking that the hostages, demanding that the hostages be released.
Now is raw.
This tunnel just goes on and on and on.
Now is real.
This is it. We get to see democracy in action for the very first time in the 2024 race.
Now is constant.
Morning News Now.
NBC News special report.
You gotta see this.
The future is now. News for the generation of now is NBC News Now.
Mornings are full of possibility and energy. And how you get set for the day ahead matters. Take charge of those first hours. It's about getting caught up. And really, it's about getting ahead. And that's what drives us every morning. Because every day deserves the best start.
Tonight, the state of emergency here in Baltimore. Should people be concerned about the safety of flying today? Closer to the Gaza border.
Very own bed, right beside his apparently loving fiancée. The cops adopted a handy rule. When in doubt, suspect her.
It didn't dawn on me that I could have been a suspect or Angie.
places when they're detectives. That's what they do. But
I understand that.
But it was the calm demeanor, the apparent lack of emotion in Justin's fiancée, Angie Verheuel, that attracted the particular interest of the detectives, Bartholomew and Hopper. Though they pushed her a little, wondered aloud, not so idly, if Angie might have known the killer, or, perish the thought, even colluded with that shadowy person, whoever it might be. Like maybe a love interest, someone in his or her past, more likely hers.
Talked with Angie about Justin's relationships. He had no serious relationships prior to her. He had dated, but no one that seemed to cause a concern. So I went into Angie's relationships.
Angie had been married before, divorced in 2010.
And the ex-husband wasn't a concern as far
No.
as... And there was no particular bad blood. There wasn't any...
Nothing. There was no children involved. There was nothing other than the relationship that ended.
But then, Angie revealed, she got involved with a guy named Andy. Andy Wegener moved in with him, lived with him for 3 years. And then, this was unusual, continued living with him even after their romance ended. Angie, so she said, was well in her past when she met Justin. Hard to know what, if anything, to make of that. But then, Angie told the detective about some strange incidents, especially peculiar for crimes, sort of thing that just doesn't happen here. It was one night back in November, she said. She parked her car on the street overnight in front of Justin's place. And when she emerged in the morning...
I saw the back window had been hidden, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then I went around and I saw that 2 of the other windows had been hidden.
He was shocked, she said. Went back to the house to tell Justin. They called the police.
A police officer came and looked at it, noticed that it had been that it looked like somebody had thrown something at the windshield because there was a big dent in the hood.
That wasn't the only incident. Somebody got into the backyard, vandalized Justin's.
There were branches that were snipped off, and
The detectives knew very well. Often turned out to have something to do with illegal drugs.
Did you guys get high? Did you party a little bit? No drugs involved whatsoever. Did Justin ever sell drugs? Not that I know of.
But Detective Hopper felt it in his veins. Something about this didn't add up.
Nothing was taken. I mean, okay.
And somebody came in there with one sole purpose, and that was to execute him. So, someone was very personal, very what you care about. I need to know.
Right.
Before
they were doing their police thing and coming up with different scenarios, drugs and money, gambling, questions. The possible that these things could have happened. Of course, everything was at home, and I about to marry somebody that had no idea who he was.
In particular, the answer just
all across the region. Mock intuition is a new class of freshman gets ready to go to college. This is a big decision for families.
Do you think this could impact how people vote?
100%. Morning news now. Streaming weekdays at 7.
Morning full of possibility and energy.
This one, so she, the other one.
Yeah, some kind of love triangle.
It sounds devious to say such a thing. These things actually do happen. What?
Oh, very much so.
Detective Bartholomew held her suspicions in check, while her partner, Detective Hopper, continued to press Angie about the other men in her life. Very few